newspaper bags for me. And so he would show up at Aresia or at Balticon or in the mail, and I would get these newspaper bags stuffed into a newspaper bag because he knew that they would get used, and he'd rather recycle them that way than throw them away. And in theory, there's Woody bags. Who knows whether there are Woody bags? But I would come down to visit Marty because we'd come and he said, my pantry is just, I don't know what to do about it. So I came down one time and I organized his pantry and got rid of all of the stuff that was out of date. We did that, and we'd have dinner and we'd watch television and go visit friends. But for breakfast, Marty always had avocados sitting in the kitchen because his uncle, one of his uncles lived in Florida and had at least one avocado tree, if not a grove of them. And Marty always remembered going down to Florida and visiting this uncle and having avocados for breakfast with the unlikely combination of mayonnaise and curry powder. So we would have avocados with mayonnaise and curry powder, and it's a surprisingly nice combination. And he was just such a wonderful friend. And I'll never forget, unfibromegating his linen closet. And seeing everybody here just makes it reaffirms that he was such a wonderful man. And we will remember him forever by telling, and he will stay alive by all of us telling stories of Marty. And if you get to Aresia, there will be a party for Marty in the tech suite, because Marty was one of the people who said, no, I don't think you're absolutely insane for taking on the job of tech director. You can do it. So thank you for being here.
Hi, my name is Bridget Boyle. Hi. Earlier, Dan eloquently spoke about how Marty would pull people into his world or gladly go into their world. When I was a young 20-something, I was doing the semi-serious walk the line between fandom and business that is the hotel liaison job. Yeah, I'm telling that story. If you know it, you're going to laugh. Marty said, I need your help. I have to be away from my hotel to work for Bucky during Balticon. Come on down and just be a hotel liaison for me for one day. Sure, Marty, I can handle that. Never been to Balticon, I think. And I did. Marty got back to the hotel at about 11:30, and into ops came a phone call. Said there's this party on the Don, party 4. And he said to me, darling, just for me, go up and get that one, and then you can go. And I said, I can do that, Marty. I got up to the 23rd floor, and I took forever. Because you know, elevators and conventions, they never work. And I knocked on the door. And somebody answers, he said, who the are you? And I said, I'm from the convention, and we just wanted to tell you this isn't a party floor. If you are part of Balticon, you need to leave the party, because our contract is really strict. 2 people saw me, and they left the party. The guy said, we're not part of the convention. And I went, oh, that's fine. I'll just leave you alone. I leave, and I get outside the door, and I hear con-securities, they're a bunch of suckers. And that girl, she was the worst sucker of all. Well, I got my Irish up, and I said, I am not sucker. I am a fellatio expert. What I neglected to understand at that particular moment in time was that the 2 security guys who were with me, I was telling the story, and they get taller, and every once in a while somebody reminds me they were only this big, had his mic open.
Balticon. A longtime fan and filker in this area. I've been attending Balticon since 1989. But I didn't really get to know Marty well until I started actually running the film program for Balticon back in 2006. Of course, then started coming to business meetings for its starters and a lot more often. We talked about how Marty welcomed all things that are part of his Spanish umbrella. And he spent most of his time obviously in the costuming, but he did show up in a film every now and again. Occasionally at Balticon, and occasionally at a film convention or two. Somebody had mentioned that Marty loved to flirt with everyone from 2 up to 80. It was actually becoming a running joke, actually, between Marty and I, after in fairly quick succession, I invited as my film guest for Balticon, Urban Tapestry, 3 fine ladies from Toronto, Canada. Mary Kroll, fine filmer from Alabama, and then Heather Dale again from the Toronto area, plus I guess Maya Bonhoff and Brenda Sutton. And then of course this year I had Sassafras, which is 16 fine singing ladies. Maybe that was a bit too much, I guess. Marty did enjoy film also. He certainly enjoyed swiping my film guests for masquerade judges. And one of the last conventions that he did come down to Counterpoint, which is our leg of the Northeast Film Convention when we hold it in the DC area, where, as he's done a couple times before, he helped us with our inner film auction, and of course hung out and told bad vampire jokes. It's going to be a big loss in our community as well. There are a couple of filmmakers in the room here today, a couple from the local area, one down from New York, and we've even got Dave Clement came down from Canada. So we're really going to miss him and his vampire jokes, and all of us Marty as well.
Jared started his costuming career by doing baby Vlad costumes, including at Bucky. He did Vlad the Impala, except he couldn't decide if it was the car or the deer, so he had to do both. And when Marty was presented with the doll of himself as Vlad, done by Heidi Cooper, he just loved it. He knew that we all appreciated him and his vampire jokes, as bad as they all were.
I wasn't sure if I was going to say this, but I guess I will. I'm Nancy Giada, and good. And in 1993, me and my beautiful partner were handfasted at Darkover, and Bobby and Marty invited us out to breakfast the next morning, kind of as a congratulations. And it became a yearly tradition. And when Bobby passed away in 2005, we said, Marty, do you still want to have breakfast with us? Well, of course. And then we asked, well, what you doing for Thanksgiving just before Darkover? Well, that was a tradition too. It's going to be a heck of a hard time figuring out what to do with my Thanksgiving weekend, our Thanksgiving weekend without it. But one thing I know is that we spent Thanksgiving weekend with him every year. We had a lot of chances to come up, and we took some of them. Sometimes I think not enough. And I thought I might regret a lot of the times that I didn't have time to come up or didn't do something. Then I realized, no, we had time with Marty, and Marty gave his time to everybody wonderfully. And so I spent Thanksgiving with him, and I'm going to be giving thanks for a long, long time to come. Marty and all of Marty's friends, thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Fleischer, known to most of you as Dr. Gandalf. I have a whole bunch of stories of Marty's generosity, but you're going to hear a lot of those. So what I want to tell you is something that I've said at other funerals and gatherings like this, but I don't think it applies to anybody, or it applies to Marty. It's from the Hobnaw. It was written over 1,000 years ago. It says that cattle die, and kinsmen die, and so dies oneself. One thing I know that never dies is the fame of a good man's deeds. We'll never forget Marty.
Gail Arnold over here just reminded me that I could walk in this room not in costume and no one would have the foggiest idea who I am.
We know who you are.
My name is Dick Geisel. I know many of you, and you know me, and I knew Marty primarily as my alter ego Concord Hall. Marty and I go back a very, very long way to early Balticons in the 70s. I had the privilege once of hosting one of the costume contests, and it soon became very apparent there was really only one vampire that could handle it, and that was Marty. And I've enjoyed over the years running into him at conventions, out of conventions, and having great conversations and times together. We truly were comrades under the cape. I'm going to miss him terribly, like so many of you. Not too long ago, probably within the past year, I ran into him again. We chatted. And I left him with, we were obviously both in costume, and I left him with this saying, Marty, may all your blood be warm, and your jokes bad. And he obviously carried on that tradition to the end. I'm here just basically to salute Marty Gear, my friend.
Thank you. I'm not sure how many people heard the random phones going off. That might be because no one was up here in the front reminding us to set them to stun before anybody came in. My name is Chris. I was tasked with the assignment of being Marty's roommate and sharing a dressing room with him. So I've got to see a little bit more of Marty than some of you. What I was told was come as you want to. I thought about wearing my thermals, just like Marty used to wear when he would hang out. So I changed my mind on that. I thought I'd dress a little bit differently. I wanted to put to rest a rumor regarding Marty. As you can see, he is here in the state that was chosen. But it wasn't a day after his passing. Somebody said to me face to face, well, he's going to be laid out as Uncle Vlad, right? I know, that's what he always wanted. He wanted to be laid out as Uncle Vlad. I said, no, you have every word of that right but one. Take the word out of that sentence. And it's been done. So, Marty, coming in here was pretty impressive because this center is beautiful. The shopping area is beautiful. You walk in, the first thing I saw was a magic shop, which reminds me of Marty. There's a bookstore, which reminds me of Marty. There's a bead shop that sells beads for embroidery, not cost, which reminds me of Marty. There's a scrapbooking shop. I walk in here, and I see all these people in all these different costumes. And I realize this is quite possibly the smartest room that I've ever been in, too. And that's a tribute to the man, because Marty didn't let surround himself with people that were of low intelligence, that's for sure. And for those that fear knowledge, we are the sum of all fears, because we are all the people that Marty has touched. And we are all people that can carry on his legacy. And I want to thank each and every one of you for touching my lives the way Marty has touched my life. I don't have a clock up here, but I know when Marty was told, because he was a radio announcing man, if he was told that he had 90 seconds, he would do 87 seconds. And then he would realize nobody was paying attention to the clock, and then he would take 3 minutes. I won't do that. I want to thank you all for helping us celebrate Marty's life. Thank you, France. Thank you, Dan.
Find a printout of bad vampire jokes that Marty had given me about 25 years ago. But mostly I wanted to say, I just talk louder. How about that? One should always be able to project. But Marty was just one of those people who was so bloody competent whenever he took on something. If it was, use the mic.
Use the mic. I could do bad sound effects if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
No, he was just so competent about whatever he set his hand to. And he let people do that when you went up to him and said, I can do that. And he said, okay, fine, do it. And there's a couple of gentlemen in this room that I can see but I'm not looking at who were involved with early Balticons in the late 70s who did that. And we came up to him and said, we can do that better than you. And he said a bunch of snot-nosed kids walked up to him and said that. He said, okay, fine, do it. We went off and did it. And he would do that to whoever came up to him. And another one of those little memories of having met him in fandom in the late 70s, worked with him with Carl Ginter's company. I have done conventions with him, watching him, the memory that came to mind was watching him fire a client once. And having the client thank him. He was good at what he did.
I promise I'll use the mic. I'm fortunate to have had two friends who did Dracula. Marty, Uncle Vlad, who is probably the quintessential classic Dracula. And a good friend of mine that many costumers know, Bob Moyer, who did Dracula as well. I did theater with Bob for many years in our hometown. And one year he came down to Costume Con and did a vampire presentation. And when it came time for Bob to come out, I saw Marty stand there, look at his sheet, and just shake his head. Now, I knew what Bob was going to do. I was in on the secret. The secret was Bob wanted to crack Marty up. So he read the introduction, and it went something like, Dracula being the scourge of women, but what if? And the title of the presentation was Dragula. The music cued on. My friend Bob was there. His cape comes flying off, and he does this striptease, complete with a high leg kick. Perfectly timed, mind you. And I see Marty standing there, looking over. He looked back after the presentation was over, and he just went, "Oh my Lord." And then he lost it. It took him at least a half a minute to regain his composure and go, "Ladies and gentlemen, Dracula." I will never forget that as long as I live, because I rolled on the floor having seen Marty lose it. It was the piece de resistance of that particular masquerade. I'm going to miss Marty. I'm really, oddly enough, going to miss his bad vampire jokes. And he's still with us, with all these people in this room. How can we not celebrate the legend, the myth, the mystery that was Marty Gear?
Unlike Marty, I can't talk with legs. Some of you might know me. I am real core renegade costumer. I first met Marty mid to late 80s, about the time I first started coming to conventions. It was because of Marty I started entering masquerades, and it's because of Marty I continue to enter masquerades. And while I'm not like other costumers, maybe I'm not going to be Stan Winston, maybe I'm not going to change the world with what I do, but Marty believed in me, Marty supported me, and we never failed to throw Marty for a loop, because he never knew what to expect when we showed up with something each year. My personal favorite was the year we showed up bleeding and drooling all over the green room as zombies. And we made a worse pun than he could have ever hoped for. The presentation was called Blue Hawaii. I thought he was going to die having to say it. But he'll always be the masquerade to me. He'll always be Balticon to me. Everything will continue because Marty made it happen, and we'll continue to make it happen for Marty. Thank you.
My name is Nikki. All you guys are talking about how you've known him since, the 70s, and I was born in 1996. Marty Gear defined a generation while that is theoretically the most touching story I have about Marty Gear, it's not actually the one that sticks in my mind. This past year, the Baltimore Masquerade, I had come up with a costume. I'd actually made all the individual pieces separately, and I decided to throw them together and make a costume. And I stared at it, and I stared at it, and the only thing I could think of that would work for it was a creepy doll. And I spent the entire day coming up with a script for it. And I walk in there, and I hand him the script, and it's not bad. He reads it, and the only thing he says is, "Can I add in an evil laugh?" And it made it 1,000 times better. And that's what he was good at. He took what other people made and made it amazing. And that's kind of part of why he's awesome.
My name is Boots. And one of the things Marty taught me was you could always offer help Marty when it's something issue, and you can always ask Marty for help, and he would act to you. Thank you.